What's happening? Good morning. I hope everyone is keeping well. We're 8 weeks out today, lads. 8 weeks out today. And I'm going to take you through just a full day of what we're getting up to. I took check-in shots, weighed myself, hydrated, took my bits, coffee going in now, and then we're going to hop on the bike for 30 minutes of cardio. 30 minutes of cardio. So that is our baseline right now, 30 minutes. And we're the leanest we've been, we're the lightest we've been. So it seems to be working. Do what you're told and things will work. Pretty happy with shots this morning. Legs look quite fresh. I'm going to have a good day. Drop the video a like. Comment down below if there's anything specific you want to see coming up over the next couple of weeks, lads. I cannot wait to document these next 2 weeks. Subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you're having a great day. Get a good coffee into you. Crack on. First thing, every day, lads. The way the day looks is very, very similar at the moment, for the most part. Wake up, toilet, weigh myself, check in, hydrate, take my fat burners, coffee, get onto this, what needs to be done today. And then, while that coffee is kicking in, I'm doing all this, and then we're getting our head ready to get on the bike, which I'm looking forward to be fair. Legs don't feel too bad after leg day yesterday as well. I'm hopping up on the bike. 30 minutes. Basically, I don't know if I've said it recently, what I do in terms of cardio. It's like, the bike hasn't started now. My clock hasn't started. I basically warm up. Right? It takes a little bit of time to get the heart rate up. And you want to get that heart rate up to where it needs to be. Right? And that's different for everyone. You know, it could be 120 beats per minute. It could be 150 beats per minute. Somewhere up around there. Right? And then you want to keep that consistent for your full 30 minutes. And that's the 30 minutes then. So you're 120 or 150 beats per minute from minute 1 to minute 30. You know, that kind of way. So I get the heart rate up. On the beat, I'm at 76 at the minute right now, just after hopping on. So that's going to take a couple of minutes. It's just going to be a few extra calories burnt. You know what I mean? And it's just those small little things that I'm going to get more out of my cardio at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Probably going to burn more fat. Jesus, I'm out of breath nearly trying to talk to you. But yeah, I'm going to crack on. 30 minutes cardio. Get something on the YouTube. We'll crack on. Just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Just enjoy it. It was only last week we were doing 60 minutes. I wonder how long until we're doing 60 again. How hardio is your cardio, lads? Mother. That is 30 minutes. Wrapped up, and we don't stop there. What I was actually going to do this morning, you see that right there? You see that? That is an ice tub that I've had for 2 years, year and a half, and I've yet to be in it. Started filling it up last night. Was sitting here on the couch with Dan. All of a sudden, fucking looked out the window. Whole thing was empty. So I'm not too sure if it's bust. I didn't even go out to check it. I was like, nah. I was fit for bed. So on to the next step. Lads, how romantic. Someone got us this for our engagement. And then one of the girls also got us this. It lights up. We have our hydrate to make. Which will we go for this morning? Melon and apple, strawberry pineapple, I think. These are all just small little things, lads, that are going to just boost you forward that small little bit more, you know, being properly hydrated and the enjoyment factor, just those small little things, you know what I mean? They make the day just more enjoyable across the board, and we're getting the benefits from them as well. So we're going to do the next step of the morning routine is the hydration, and I'll probably save like half of this. I'll do half now and then get into the next part of exercise. Also, these little whisks, very, very handy. Cheers, boys. I'm not too sure, like, let me know. I don't think this electrolyte can be beat. It's the nicest electrolyte I've ever had in my life. Just think about it. Fast forward 4 months, waking up, some sunny country, stepping out onto the balcony, got my hydration, sipping away, That is going to be some feeling. That is going to be some feeling. And just chilling for the day, eating some good food, getting a nice session done. Nice. So as you might have saw in one of the videos this week, I've started doing vacuums. Vacuums is just one thing I want to put a little bit of emphasis on. Now, I'm not too sure. Maybe I should be doing these like fasted when I do my check-in. All the one. I'm just going to try and get better at them now and focus on them over the next couple of weeks. And after we do vacuums, if I'm not in the gym, today's a rest day, we're doing abs, lad. We're doing abs. I'm putting a bigger emphasis on the ab training now as well. You know, just focusing on those little things there, you know, those little percentages at the end of the day, you know, and it will make a bit of a difference over the next couple of weeks. Lads, someone correct me in the comments if I'm doing these wrong as well, but this is the way I'm doing it. This stuff, you know, is just going to help with not only like the midsection, but midsection control on stage, you know, and that it's like with posing, which I need to book in for a lesson now this coming week, and just do that weekly now moving forward, more than likely, just to have the confidence there with that, but just with holding poses, you know, and just having that confidence behind the posing, because again, your presentation, confidence behind the posing, like just posing itself is like just huge. Do you know what I mean? It's half the battle at the end of the day, more than likely. Like, you don't want to be up there like and look unbelievable, but just not be able to hit a pose because you didn't practice it enough. You know what I mean? And that's just something that needs to be done. But doing the daily check-ins with Keane this week as well, first thing I'm doing is checking in, I'm posing, I'm doing rounds, has helped a lot as well. So I think just keeping that in the routine, regardless if I'm checking in with Keane every day or not, just doing that first thing. Just doing 2 rounds of posing, cracking on them. And it's more calories burnt at the end of the day, isn't it? Could be a lot worse, lads. Saturday morning. I got this in Lidl for like £6 the other day, just because, you know, it's not the nicest lying on the hard floor. So all I'm literally doing here, and it'll probably get ramped up for the next 2 weeks, is ab crunch, leg raises, also a plank as well, just for, I don't know, just doing it, you know. With abs, it's more so just like, again, building up, you know, your resistance with them, building up like progressive overload again, do you know what I mean? Just like you do with any muscle in the gym. Only coffee number 2, to be fair. Sunbed, in, back, food shop, on the ball. We're on the ball. Things are moving nice and quick. Sun is out. Crack on, lad. Home, meal 1, onto the laptop. Oh, one and done, lads. I'm going to sound, and I do sound like a broken down record. But when it comes to shopping, you know what I mean? Like, best things I can give you is just go in there with a plan of attack, like a plan of attack, right? This is everything that I need. As I said, you can use your meal plan to just know exactly what you need, and you're going to have your bits and bobs like seasonings, sauces, you know, my waddy, all that other kind of crack there as well. And just have that list then the whole time. You know, you'll be in and out, you'll be efficient. Another tip then, obviously, I got the coffee, still have a small bit left to be fair, is just don't go in there starving. Do you know what I mean? Also, don't go in there needing to go to the toilet. There's nothing worse. I get to the point where I'm like, needing to go to the toilet. That's just being on prep, you know, obviously just flushing out fluids a lot quicker than usual. But just don't go in there starving, hungry, like either eat before you go or like, for me today, coffee. But I'm getting meal 1 in, pack away the shopping, and then crack on with work. Got everything I need pretty much across the board. Just Tesco and Lidl. Didn't go to Aldi. I'm not wasting any more time. Shops were busy, lad. Also, lads, work smart. Don't have to work hard, just work smart. especially as prep fucking gets closer to shows. We're working on the go, lads. Look at that yoke. Fucking, what a woman. You know, I can't believe I'm actually engaged to that. Engaged to her, imagine that. Thanks to all lads. It's the reality of it now, lads. I won't lie to you. The reality of it.
Actually,
I'm actually melting.
I need to put this.
Lads, just had one of the nicest meals on prep. The egg and egg white omelette. Delicious. With training days, I have it with carbs. Rest day, no carbs. Training days, probably no carbs again soon. But today's 150 gram of carb. There's just no appetite like issues there right now, which is great. You know, I'm sure appetite will get relatively decent over the next couple of weeks, which is good. Obviously, come Monday, which will be like our official check-in of the week, there might be some adjustments made again. Work is done. Day is done. I came home after being out to the office, being deep cleaned. Like, get yourself, lads. Get yourself. Obviously, me and Dan are engaged now. We've been together for the last 7+ years or whatever, probably. And it's amazing, you know what I mean? But like, have someone there. Or I know a lot of you watching this will be single watching this, you know. Of course, fill in your time. And I appreciate you following along. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. But make sure the people that you do have around you, like, you support them, obviously. You know, don't be so selfish. But at the same time, make sure they support you. And they're going to support you more when you, like, give them more of a reason to support you. You know, that kind of way. So, not being a prick. You know what I mean? And like, just little things that you just pick up along the way, you know, as you get more experience with it. You know, that's a big thing for me over the next however many weeks, you know, until we get out the other side of the digging down into the shows and everything, when I can like proper give back time. And I'm buzzing for it because we didn't really get to celebrate the engagement properly. You know what I mean? And that's why that holiday I'm so looking forward to so much. It's just another thing now to look forward to, you know what I mean? Not that I'm wishing my days away, but we'll celebrate the engagement properly. We obviously did have that little engagement party, and we were in Paris when we did get engaged, but you know what I mean? Like, having that nice bit of time there, of course, and that is going to be some way to round out prep. You know, finish prep, as I always recommend. Like, I'm not going to finish prep this day and go on holidays the next day or a week later. It's going to be a nice couple of weeks there for my body to just settle, so that when I do go on the holiday, that it's kind of settled. It's gotten probably a little bit used to more food. You know, I'm a little bit into the reverse. I'm not food focused as such. Maybe I still will be, who knows. You know, we won't know until we get there. And it's not going to be tough, you know, and my brain is kind of coming back online and back to normality, and the body's coming back to a bit more normality, you could say, when I can like give 100% of myself to Danielle, you know what I mean? And just like have a fucking good time. Because if you are to do a prep, go directly on holiday, you know what I mean? Your head is just still going to be so caught up in the prep itself, you know what I mean? And are you going to be able to enjoy that holiday to the fullest? Probably not. So, a couple of weeks, fucking staying locked in, you know, making sure that things are reversing out as good as we possibly can. Get ourselves in a good spot. Jet the hell out of here for a few days at some point. So we're going to get that locked in. Also, need to book in for the shows. I'm going to book my show tonight. Book the first show anyway. The show that we're just aiming for right now, and just have that out the way. I have the accommodation booked as well. So we've got all those things ahead of us. I also do have the flights booked for that, because you know yourself with flights, they're really cheap there first and foremost right now. But if I go try and booking them, you know, a couple of weeks before, they're just going to be gone through the roof. You know, competing, doing this whole prep hasn't been cheap, and it's a video in itself that I'm going to run through. But that was my decision. You know, as I said from the very start, my decision to do it. I knew it wasn't going to be cheap. That's all part of it. You know what I mean? Bodybuilding is not a cheap thing. You can do it really cheap, and you see what I do on a weekly basis in terms of like with the food shop and just being smart with, you know, different things. Do you know what I mean? Like, it might just mean, you know, for me right now, it does mean, you know, I'm not buying that new pair of shoes. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying that. Do you know, like, those things can just wait because they're not necessary. Do you know what I mean? The prep for me right now is what I'm doing, and that's what I have to allocate, you know, money towards, and all the responsibilities that you have. Do you know what I mean? Like, life ain't cheap across the board. You just need to be smart with it, because that's just another stressor down on top of you as well. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm just trying to get ahead of myself with that, so not everything is going to come crumbling down on top of me, you know, just before shows and all that kind of crack. I just want to have things in order, be settled, and that's it. I'm going to get the last meal in now very, very soon. I've been pushing the meals back, so I have that bigger window between last meal and bed. It's been working. Obviously, that might get a little bit harder as hunger gets a little bit higher, but for right now, it's perfect. New low today, not new low. I think matched with our new low today than what our low was like last week, so not too bad. We'll see what the story is tomorrow. As always, drop the video a like, lads. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below if there's anything you want to see in particular. I know I'm taking you through the day today, and that's what, you know, a day looks like for me. It's just doing my prep bits, you know, doing what I need to do on a daily basis, ticking all the boxes, which are my responsibilities, listening to the orders that are given, doing my work, doing everything that needs to be done, and trying to enjoy the whole process as we go, trying to show you as much of it as I possibly can. That's what this is all about. Something I've dreamed of doing for however many years, and we're just doing it. Like, we're just doing it. So just, if there's something out there that you do want to do, just, lads, go and do it, because why not? At the end of the day, everyone's too caught up in themselves doing their own thing to be worrying about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, think about that for a second. You know, you think people are going to be judging you, people are going to be looking at you. You know, I did go through all of that, like thinking, like, inside in town, you know, in my local town, someone would see me and like, oh, he put up that video on this about that last week. And, you know, you still do get that feeling every once in a while, but you just slowly develop that kind of mindset around. It's like, who gives a shit at the end of the day? And no one does, because they're too caught up in their own thing. I'll leave you on that one. I'll see you tomorrow. We're 8 weeks out. We're having fun with it, lads. Let's get it.